Let's go. LSU gave us the first scrimmage reps for the media to be able to film, and we're going to break it down. Are there any major takeaways you can even take from a spring mini scrimmage here where the players aren't even bringing the running backs and everyone to the ground? So we'll break down some personnel here in just a second. The big takeaway, if you've not really been following along with spring practice, is P.J. Woodland has moved into the first-team corner rep over Javian Toviano. But basically, if you've been following along, the starters are still the same, and we'll break it down piece by piece here. So your starting offensive line, obviously Emory Jones, Miles Frazier, your center, DJ Chester, Garrett Dellinger, and Will Campbell. Your starting receivers, Chris Hilton, this is Chris Hilton and Kyren Lacy. Aaron Anderson is getting the starting slot reps. More on him in just a second. Your tight end is Mason Taylor over here. Even though he's not at tight end, he's playing the receiver role right here. Now, where the issues really begin is up front. So you have Kimo Makanele. This is a offensive lineman who just moved to defensive tackle, getting your first team's reps at defensive tackle. That's an issue. Your ends, Swinson, and, of course, Xavier Jones, Jacobian Guillory, a defensive tackle here. And your linebackers here are Greg Penn and, of course, Harold Perkins. So you're probably wondering, how in the world did this play get so freaking wide open? And only they know this, right? It comes down to responsibilities. And what you'll see here is at the snap, we actually roll out of this two-high shell into a one-high look. So what could have happened here is Greg Penn runs with the receiver in motion here, and Harold Perkins' job is to sink over the middle. And now the new B-gap player is this safety creeping into the box. All right? So you'll see that we get out of two high, we're going into one high, and we're actually playing cover three. And either way, if you have a light box here, you want to be able to run on it. And it is a light box. And at the snap, we actually gain someone into the box here. And this motion is actually what takes Greg Penn out of the play. I'm thinking Penn's job is to take Kyren. Perk's job is to take the middle. And his job, this is Jordan Gilbert, is to take over this B gap. But whatever the case may be, I'm not in that meeting room. You never want this right up the gut. I mean, that's just giving away a free 10, 15, 20 yards right there. All right, so this is some really exotic stuff from Blake Baker here, just to be thrown in the middle of the scrimmage. So you'll see pre-snap, we showed the same exact defensive look that we showed on the previous play, okay? But instead of rolling into one high with Sage Ryan, we're actually rolling into one high with this safety, Jordan Gilbert, and we're actually blitzing the slot corner here in Major Burns, okay? Major Burns does a pretty good job of disguising this, and this is a long way to come, and it's a really hard pickup for our pass protection if a player is blitzing from this far out. So we time it really well, and it looks like we're running some kind of quick screen out here. Maybe this is, a little RPO screen to the running back. Maybe it's just a screen to the running back all the way. But you'll see that Garrett Nussmeier sees that this is an unblocked player coming off the edge, and he doesn't actually want to throw this ball right here to Kyren, okay? Let's see. This is a difficult block for Aaron Anderson to get over here and make, and let's see how he does here. It's a whiff. It's a whiff. Even if we tried to throw it, it would have been a whiff right there from Aaron. Then you'll see that Garrett Nussmeier sees that this play is just basically dead. There's a blitzer coming from this direction, so he's got to act quickly. And instead, he just kind of throws it here to this backside screen, and it's just blown up here by Braden Swinson. Okay, he's unblocked off the edge right here. And I'm guessing, this is a very weird screen, if you ask me, because I think it would have been better to just leave Swinson unblocked here, maybe. I don't know. But it's just dead from the start. Swinson does a good job reading it, and this is just really good defense. That's a good defensive call right here by Blake Baker. Now, two more things before we get to the first big Harold Perkins play. This screen probably works if Braden Swinson is doing something called a wrong arm technique. And you'll see an in for LSU actually do a wrong arm. I think that's what the design of this play is thinking, right? That Swinson is actually going to attack the inside shoulder of this guard, and Harold Perkins' job is to spill over the top. That's called killing and spilling. But this right here is just a box technique. And because it's a box technique and he's not just cutting to the inside, he's just right there waiting for the screen. So maybe that is the design of this, thinking that the end is going to spill it. The sexiest thing about this play that we're not able to see is this matchup right here. So pre-snap, there's no way Garrett thinks that this go to Chris Hilton will be open because there's a safety here. But the safety does sink center field at the snap. There's no way Garrett could have known that. That's why I wish I would have just had a wider angle to see if Chris actually burned Ashton Stamps here, because I would have loved. All right, so we get to the next play here, and this one's a little bit more pixelated, but this is the best angle to talk about this LSU defensive tackle room, okay? Now, out of all the plays, this one's probably the toughest to really get an eval on, because it's not, the running backs aren't being taken to the ground. But this is, once again, LSU's defense isn't too high, and this slot corner is more than likely not going to blitz again. So we have our tight end actually connected to our line. We need to be able to run versus these 6 defenders with these 6 blockers, okay? So let's slow-mo this, and what you'll see here is a really good play right here by Harold Perkins. We really don't know if this run play would have been successful or not, okay? So this is honestly a really good job by this LSU offensive line, getting some good doubles at the point of attack. All right, so we're getting a double here on Kimo Makanele. Let's first judge this double team, and oh, baby, that is just beautiful bean footage right there. Oh, man, he's got him on his heels, okay? It's not good from a defensive standpoint, but this is really good stuff right here by DJ Chester and the right guard here, Miles Frazier. All right, so now Greg Penn's job right here is to fill this B gap. We now have an unblocked Harold Perkins. Okay, we'll get to him in just a second. Let's take a look at this double team, and this is really good stuff. Jacoby and Guillory doing a little bit better job than Makanele holding up to this point of attack. Overall, this isn't bad. This isn't good. So we'll take this as a defense. We just need a backer to fly in here and make a play. And you'll see that Garrett Dellinger is a little late getting off of this double to get to Perk, and Perk is able to get in there and really just blow this up. Now, the only way we could tell if this rush would have been successful is if this was being run at full speed, because Josh does a really good job not just slamming into here and just kind of feeling this out. This is a good job right here by Josh to then wait for this tackle. This good job right here by Will Campbell. My God. He finishes Jacoby and Guillory all the way here, and it creates this little hole for Josh to squeeze through and actually rush into this for a good gain. All right, so I know that was pixelated, so here's just a little bit of a clearer version of what you just saw. And, man, that is just really good stuff all around. This is excellent instinct here by Harold Perkins to get skinny and just blow this up in the A-gap. We just need Jacoby and Guillory or Swinson to get over here and actually make this play. But once again, we don't know. God, this is good right here by Mason. You see, he's beat, but he was able to reestablish. Man, that's why he's the best run blocking tight end in the SEC. That's just really good offense, honestly. Defense did a good job filling at first, but not finishing. But still, we won't really know because the defense isn't really going at full speed. Now, before we get to this next play, and it is going to be one that probably concerns quite a few of you on multiple fronts, please, if it's in your heart's desire, please drop a super thanks. It's in the bottom right corner of your screen. You can also Venmo, Cash App at Carter the Power. So this is what Joe Sloan decides to do, all right? He's saying, look, you are showing me a lot of rolls into single high. You're showing me a lot of two high looks, but you're rolling into single high. So the best play to run versus a single high look is a slot fade, right? It's so hard for a safety who is going into the middle of the field to get over the top of a slot fade. And Garrett reads this so well, all right? Remember earlier, it was a blitz from Major Burns off the slot. This time, it's Harold Perkins coming off the edge. So it's inverted from what you saw just a minute ago. And Garrett Nussmeier sees it, and you'll see that, God, Josh Williams. I mean, you can't. Look at how he picks this up. So Josh is looking to his right, sees that there's no immediate danger, and then feels out that there is a blitz coming from the left, and Will Campbell is trusting that Josh Williams is going to come over here and pick this guy up. The pass protection is really good. We get into the coverage. All right. This is an immediate read for Garrett Nussmeier to throw the slot fade. And it's Major Burns going up against a faster, quicker player in Aaron Anderson. And this is where things get a little ugly on both ends. So Garrett sees it, and this is a really good release. All right. If you are Major Burns, I understand you're playing slot corner in a press man technique, and you're inside leverage just a little bit. So Garrett pre-snap probably liked that leverage. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's first start with the technique. All right, Major Burns opens the gate. So there's no contact or no redirect on this slot fade. Now remember, the slot fade was probably our most productive play. We ran it a lot with Malik, ran a lot of fades as well with BTJ. Not necessarily slot fades with him, but still. And Garrett sees it. Protection's really good. And let's take a look at the actual throw. And boom. Major Burns, I do like that he looked back for the football here, but he's burned. He is burned. All right. And look at the ball location. Okay. Now, I want to give you another angle here. How bad of a throw was this from Garrett Nussmeier? I'm not sure if it was really that bad at all, okay? Of course, you got to lead the receiver here, but you tell me, does a bigger target make this catch? Yes, this is an overthrow, but not by much. And it seems like when you're throwing the ball to Aaron Anderson, you've got to really put that ball on the money. Does Xavier Thomas adjust to that? Does Kyren or Chris make that catch? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section. Overall, good job by Aaron creating that separation. We just got to find a way to make the catch. Now, we're bringing in some new running backs and receivers. We'll stay with this angle but give you a wider view because the real MVP of this play was not shown on this angle. This is Caleb Jackson catching the football out of the backfield. So let's give you this. So we have Xavier Thomas in, Kyle Parker, and this looks to be CJ Daniels, the transfer, and the guy who made this play is Kyle Parker. Now, you're looking at a few slides from the Wisconsin game. Kyle Parker, as a blocker last year, struggled. There was also a Georgia State play where he struggled to make this block on pretty much this exact play on a swing pass. One of the most efficient plays in football is just throwing the football to your running back out of the backfield. It's a safe play, especially if you got an explosive one in Jackson here. And this is what I love about football, man. I freaking love seeing young players grow and keep working, because obviously when you become a wide receiver at LSU, you're not going there to block, right? It's an afterthought. But look at how Kyle Parker just dominates this assignment, right? You saw him in the Wisconsin game get eat up pretty bad. This time he's not, right? He's taking it to Major Burns. He seals him to the inside. Your job is to cut him to the inside and keep him there, all right? Versus Wisconsin, he allowed the guy to get back through here. He was still able to get the block done, but this time he's not falling backwards. He's sitting on this block. That is really, really good stuff right there. I mean, I just love seeing it, man. That's doing the dirty work. That's how you get yourself some snaps. Let's see if Xavier Thomas gets a good block down here. He does. My goodness gracious, Cortez Hankton is going to be really excited to see that. All right, so after the swing pass, LSU hurries up and gets to the line of scrimmage. And I'm playing this at 0.75 speed. And Garrett Nussmeier, once again, it's the same thing. If you are consistently showing that this safety is going to be center field, you want to hit go balls. And now he's throwing this football to Kyren Lacy down the right side. And this is a ridiculous catch right here by Kyren Lacy. But, and I do like seeing Garrett Nussmeier fired up, the coverage was better, and I believe Kyren was out of bounds. P.J. Woodland as a true freshman, okay? I know it's cut off here. Look at this. Gets very physical with him. Actually, no, he didn't even jam him off the line. He's just mirroring him. And, man, first thing he does a good job of is pinning Kyren as close as he can to the sideline, right? Give him as little real estate to work with as possible. This coach gets in the way of the referee to make a call here, so he's not able to really even see it. I think that's actually Corey right there. It's kind of tough to see, all right? So look at what, and part of this is a ball location. The ball location could have been a little bit better here, but we also want to throw it away from the DB. So, man, God, this is really good stuff by Woodland, pinning him to the sideline, and he actually doesn't turn his head. He waits till the last second for when Kyren actually puts his hands up, and he's right there. Is that out of bounds? Okay, I'll let it Ken Burns all the way up in there. I think that's out. That's an incompletion. And you'll see Blake Baker, he's right there. He's saying that's incomplete. And it's kind of tough to see if this ref is... No, he's calling this complete. Interesting. So, I don't know. I would love to know if that was actually a catch or not. But that actually is really good coverage right there by Woodland as well. Sometimes the other guy just makes a really good play. I'm kind of drawing a blank on this next play. So, let's see what happens here. Okay, yes, it's just a simple run. And, yeah, I mean, there's just no other way around it. Miles Frazier dominates, which is simple one-on-one blocking. This because he's able to dominate this 3-tech so well. Look, we're in 2-3-tech, so we should be able to run it right up the gut. So all we want to do is just, actually, no, he slides into a 1, but he actually goes to the outside and makes it easier on Dellinger. All we need is DJ Chester to get to this next level, and we just need him to hit it. That's a good job by Gillard getting back into it, but it's a little too late. And KJ is off to the races there. Man, this offensive line is really good. This defensive tackle room is what it is right now, okay? And offensive linemen should be allowed to wear single digits. So here we go. Once again, kind of an odd alignment from our DTs. It's kind of hard to see where exactly we are lined up. Are we in two? It's just tough because it's the angle, and it's the same thing. I like this call right here to just get to the line of scrimmage and run the same thing. This is just domination across his front. This is a good job by Perk seeing this quicker, and because he saw this quicker and got over the top of this quicker, Emory Jones wasn't able to get to this next level. It's a really tough block for Emory to make. So this is a better job by our second level squeezing that down. But still, we're just getting good movement on those DTs. All right, so now we get to Unit 2, and it's important to note that I can't put every last little thing into this film study because, well, it would take forever. So on Patreon, there are some quicker little extra clips and practice notes from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing as well. Please sign up. It's a good way to support what we're doing, and every new patron gets a Joe Burrow card in the mail from me, okay? So, first thing of note is, well, AJ Swan's here. Rickie Collins getting the 2. So good stuff from Rickie, currently winning this QB2 battle. And you see this play in the background, and we'll break it down, okay? This is actually a wrong arm technique from this defensive end. So let's start from left to right. This ends up being a very successful run play, and we'll show you why. So remember earlier we were able to blow a screen up because the backside end, which was Braden Swinson, elected to box instead of going underneath a puller. This time, Deshaun Womack actually decides to go underneath, wrong arm, and kill this puller. And the design of this, you see, he squeezes down and he sees a puller. The design of this is to make it bounce out here, and Weeks makes this tackle right here. So you'll see that he gets underneath it and creates a mess right here. This is a good job right here by Whit Weeks squeezing this down, and he's seeing if the running back is just going to bounce right into his arms, okay? But the running back is able to cut to the inside and bust this thing for a nice gain. Now, why was he able to bust this thing for a nice gain? Well, once again, it's the LSU defensive tackle room. This is Sean Washington as a DT. He's going up against Christian Stamps and Bo Bordelon, okay? And watch what they do to him. Folks, that's illegal in 76 countries. It's just, it's so perfect, right? But, you know, this is your second team DT, and this is the you're wondering how I got here meme. I think hopefully Sean Washington turns into something, just a tough rep. The next one is a little bit better from him. We'll get to that in just a second. Obviously, Preston Hickey, he gets sealed right there. It's a good job right here by this backup center. I still believe that's Cohen Eccles. And then you have 65 and 71 pulling around here. Let's see how they do. Okay. They're taking on a Spiller. That's actually a good job by Tyree Adams getting right there to make sure that this stays sealed to the inside. But honestly, the only reason this play worked is because our DT got put to the ground. It literally is the only thing. I mean, he is the only one that, and the other DT didn't do the best job here either. But if he at least stays on his feet, we're able to muddy this up, and the other Weeks brothers is able to pick this up. You know, you can make a case that Whit Weeks or Wes Weeks, 33, should have stayed right here. But honestly, you're never expecting your DT to have this happen. And that's exactly what Josh Williams is doing. He actually just runs right over him. So there's just nothing you could do. And right now, yes, I understand these are just spring clips, but it is code red right now for the defensive tackle room. You know, you just got to pray that Dominic McKinley is that guy straight out. And obviously you're getting Paez coming in, and that video is floating in your face. It's one that we just did. All right, so now we get to this next play. First thing here is it looks like we do have a bit of a false start penalty. Yeah, we do. Okay, so that's got to get cleaned up right there. You know, it's practice. You just get so used to cadences and all of that, but it's just something you do have to clean up. And this time, Sean Washington's able to generate some pressure, and it forces Rickie Collins to step up into this pocket. Once again, the angle is just way too tight. I do like seeing Colin Hurley getting some coaching over here. It's just too tight to see any of the passing concepts. It does look like it is a variation of a vertical here, and I think a vertical here. And if you are a running quarterback and you have the ability to run, if you see these linebackers backing out and you're running verticals, run it. This is a good job right here by Womack, though. This is something he struggled with. He was in the Alabama game where we were just constantly running past Jalen Milroe. If it gets to this point and the 3-tech is this far upfield, stop your rush, retrace your steps, and he would be right here to make this play. And he would have made this play right there, but of course you can't hit him. So that's a good job right there by Deshaun Womack. Right. All right, so now we get to here, and man, just a miscommunication. Once again, we're a little bit off on our timing here. Okay, see, that's a false start too. The ball has not been snapped yet. It's kind of hard for me to see the ball right there, but still, want to get that down pat. The second time in a row. We do leave this player unblocked. Paris Shand. This is actually a decent job right here by Preston Hickey eating that double. Guys, that's actually really good. It's a good job by Weeks filling this A-gap. I doubt the assignment here is for Adams to leave, the left tackle Adams to leave this player unblocked and then go pick up Weeks. Either way, just not good from the second-team offensive line at all, and a good job by this LSU defense. So because the angle was really tight, we've not been able to discuss this second-team secondary, right? So this is Toviano. Woodland jumped him for now. You have Deshaun McBride at one safety. The other safety is Jordan Allen. This is J.K. Johnson, number 12, and the slot corner here is 23, and I believe that's Kylen Jackson right here. This is just a really, really good play design. Same thing, it's that same inverted thing we showed you, blitzing the backside backer here and then having the safety fill center field. McBride's job now is to take on this tight end, and this is the perfect play call for it, okay? We're running goes here, fake little screen out here, and the job of this offensive line is to get upfield and pick up any second-level scraps, okay? And that's why this isn't an illegal man downfield penalty, because you're throwing the football behind the line of scrimmage. Plus, it's a quick throw. And once again, 95, Washington loses his feet. We've got to do a better job of keeping our feet. We get tripped up here as well. You never want to be on the ground. But this is a good job right here by Rickie Collins and a good play call to give him something very simple, a little swing pass here to Malachi Lane into space. And all we need to do is have Malachi beat Weeks in a foot race. Should Weeks have been a little bit tighter right there on Lane in coverage? Maybe so. So here's the angle from Verdon Verdict. Shout out FM Media. Shout out Zach Nagy. And yeah, you see a little swing pass here. But overall, it's cool seeing Rickie Collins get the second team reps. I'm going to root for the Louisiana guy to get the second team over A.J. Swan, but I'm interested to see A.J. Swan in a scrimmage setting. Now, we're getting ready to fire up a premiere. If you want deeper thoughts on my thoughts here, please check us out on our live stream schedule, okay? We go even deeper into detail. And on top of that, this is just fun, right? On Patreon. Please join our Discord community. You have my extra practice notes there as well. And special shout out to Lacey Dex and the crew putting together our new PHL intro. It is straight fire. If you want to see it, once again, just tune in to our live streams, okay? Yes! Power, hour, LSU, boom! Now floating in your face, we have some other practice breakdowns, and tonight, we're doing burgers, man. Going on that all meat diet. Let's go.